Well, today in this video, I'm going to talk about the career issues which people face in digital marketing. So, yesterday I was just doing some work and then I got a message over LinkedIn by someone, and this person was really having a lot of issues in starting off or shaping up the career in the digital marketing domain. So, she was having like 9 questions in total, and I thought it's not be possible to answer all of these questions one by one. If I just even text them, it won't be easy to understand. So that's why I thought about making a video of these questions so I can upload it somewhere over the internet so people who are facing the same issues when they think about making a career in this domain, they can get some learning out of it. Now, it starts with how can I gain practical experience in digital marketing after completing theoretical learning? Now, the reason why this question is being asked is because majority of the times when you go through digital marketing learnings, be it Google or be it Meta, you simply launch or learn to launch these campaigns. Even if you are taking digital marketing trainings from institutes, they tell you how to theoretically learn different digital marketing platforms. Now, the problem is that you don't get your hands on different digital marketing projects. Just because you don't run projects, you don't run accounts, you don't know how to manage the projects. So, marketing is not only about learning the tools like Facebook, Google, or Instagram, or maybe LinkedIn. All of these platforms are just the providing you the tools to run ad campaigns. But moreover, becoming an expert is all about delivering results for your projects. So you have to understand that you have to run some projects. Now, you have a couple of ways when you think about starting doing some project. So I have made a list with around 9 points that how you can get a project, and without getting a project you cannot put your hands on different uh, you know uh, type of projects. One, you can join digital marketing groups over Facebook and engage with users or clients who are posting for digital marketing requirements. You'll always find people who are posting over Facebook for the digital marketing requirements. And you must be thinking how you can start with taking a project, working on the project if you have not worked on digital marketing in your life. I totally understand that. I know you want to get your hands on some projects first. You want to learn digital marketing first, and then only maybe you want to acquire the projects. But I mean, there are two approaches of learning anything. One, you put yourself on the live projects. I always have this way of learning things. I put myself into the problem first. I put myself into the platform or maybe into the project first, and then slowly and gradually I try to find out how do I fix that problem. So if you are having the same approach where you don't really worry if you are getting gonna get failed or if you are gonna get passed, you can start acquiring the projects one by one. So you have multiple ways over here through which you can acquire the project. If not so, then I don't know if this is gonna work for you or not, but I have given a training for like project based Google Ads training course. In this course, which starts with how do you plan digital marketing, how do you plan a project, then how do you plan keywords, followed to which you plan media planning for 3 different kind of projects. So in this tutorial or in this training, I've studied or talked about an e-commerce project. How do you plan everything for e-commerce project? Then how do you deploy the campaigns for that project? Is starting with search, then display, then video, and then further more campaigns. Along with which you will find the exercises for real estate projects, which is the project number 3, and the education based project. And you'll also find the questionnaires so you can understand this module and clarify all the questions based on that module. Now it's up to you if you want to apply, if you want to go through this project based Google Ads training course or not. And I'm not recommending you to go through it. All I want you to do is to put your hands on different digital marketing projects. Third way could be start your own website or business. Okay, so when I joined my journey in digital marketing, when I thought it could be a career, then I always had this feeling that eventually I have to start my own business. So I have leveled up or launched a couple of websites, couple of businesses online, and I guess majorly of them really got failed. So even though I did not succeed in those projects, but trust me, I had a lot of learnings after failing in those projects. I don't want you to fail, but at least if you are thinking about making your career in digital marketing, you should be having some of your own projects. If it's not a website, you can have a social media page, you can have a YouTube channel, anything that you can think of making a digital property or an application can also work, but at least you can start doing marketing for your own brand. Coming to the second question, I don't want to stretch the first one. Any type of moving from website creation in Squarespace to launching and managing them effectively. Now, this question, which you have asked, is really very much concerning for me. The reason is that, okay, now when you say you want to move from a Squarespace to launching and managing a website. Now, if I simply open up a Squarespace, as far as I know, Squarespace is a content management system where you can manage the website or make the website in a couple of minutes. So, being a CMS means you are choosing a theme, maybe a template in that website, and then you are simply uploading some content or some images along with videos in that website. This is the same thing which you do while you make a Facebook account. You simply add up your photo, your profile, your information, your education, and then your videos, anything that you want to add. Similarly, you add the details over LinkedIn. So I think managing a content management system is something which anyone can do, like any technical person can do. How can you claim yourself that you want to become a web creator or a website designer? In fact, I know how to code websites. I am pretty much aware about the HTML codes. I'm pretty much aware about the CSS codes as well, along with a couple of functions in PHP. But yet, I don't call myself a designer or even a developer. I can't make, uh, even though I can make websites, I can make one or two websites here or there, but that does not make me a website developer. So, how can you think about? I mean, this question is very disturbing for me because if you are an expert, if you want to become a digital, not a digital, but a website developer, you have to be a very, very effective website developer. You have to dedicate your life to website development rather than going for digital marketing. So you have to start with learning HTML and CSS. So you can make the static websites, and then you can similarly and gradually, slowly and gradually think about getting into WordPress, maybe PHP, maybe Laravel. I mean, there are a lot of tools available for website development. There is a separate domain altogether where you keep growing. And I think this particular domain, which is for a website developer, can fetch you a salary which could be far more than a digital marketer. So you have to be very specific. If you want to get into this website development part, you don't have to think about digital marketing at all. I don't think this goes hand in hand. Knowing digital marketing along with learning some website development aspect, some website development tools is one thing, but then these two domains does not go hand in hand when it comes to making a career in them. Now, coming to the third question, which is what steps can I take to diversify my experience beyond real estate? Now, this makes me feel that you are already working on some real estate projects and in social media marketing. Now, when it's about social media marketing, then we have a couple of profiles. Now, okay. So if you are a social media ads executive, then it means you are running ads over Meta and Instagram. And running ads in real estate means you must be running lead generation campaigns. Majorly, real estate runs lead generation campaign, or till some extent, they also run the traffic generation campaign. So if that's the case, then you really have to think about getting more projects. I will talk about it in a while. But if it's not social media ads, if it's the social media specialist, then it's all about creating some content, maybe over uh, any web or any graphic designing tool. That could be Canva or that could be Adobe Photoshop. Then you simply have to design the content, design the videos, upload the videos over Facebook, Instagram, and then simply share it in different networks. That's all about the organic marketing is. So I don't find any difference in terms of organic marketing when you're doing it for real estate versus any other thing. It's just that your design will change, and rather, apart from design, everything stays same. However, for this profile, which is social media ads executive, you really have to go beyond the lead generation campaigns. You really have to think about running shopping campaigns. In Facebook, we call it product based campaign. The technical name is product catalog campaign, maybe conversion based campaign. So now you have to really think about going or acquiring some projects, for which I have already shown you list that how you can get into acquiring different projects for yourself in digital marketing domain. Now coming back to this question, which was all about making a career. So I think you are a bit confused right now. And I've seen people who are really confused when they start off their journey in digital marketing, because they're always being told by institutes that they'll be learning everything in digital marketing, starting with PPC executive, social media ad executive, web developer, social media specialist. I mean, it does not go in this way. You have to start your career or your journey in digital marketing sticking with one single domain, one single expertise. If you are really confused about where to start with, then you have to find out your skills. If you are good with communication, if you are really good with maths, and really good with analytical skill, then you can start with PPC executive, which is a paid profile. Or if you are not good with communication, not good with maths, not good with analytics, you can go with becoming an SEO executive, maybe a graphic designer, or maybe uh, a web developer at the same time. So these three profiles are for people who are good with design, who are good with at least social media specialist and graphic designer are for people who are good with design. Web development and SEO are for people who are really not interested in talking much with clients, or they just want to focus on their work. They don't want to communicate on the daily basis, on the regular basis. However, if you're not good with communication, if you're not good with the designing, then, I mean, if you're not good with communication, then you can simply go with becoming an SEO executive or a social media specialist. On the other hand, if you are good with communication, then you shall be going with becoming a PPC executive along with a social media ads executive. And then apparently you can look for becoming media planners. Now, I think I've spent a lot of time in these three questions. Let's quickly wrap up all these questions. Now, should I prioritize learning SEO or Google Ad first as a beginner in digital marketing domain? Again, the same question. So far, I think you have talked about three profiles: one, digital marketer, which means anything having any skill in this domain, then website designer, then social media marketing. Wow, the third one. And now you're talking about SEO or Google Ads. Okay. Now it's up to you how do you prioritize your learning, but at least stick with one single profile. Don't think about learning all of these platforms. Don't think about becoming an expert in everything. It does not work in this way. In fact, when it comes to acquiring a job in the market, acquiring a project in the market, then it starts with one single profile. When you apply for jobs as an intern, then you're expected to have some understanding of one single platform. When you start getting into a job, which means in the first or the second year of your experience, again, you're expected to have an understanding of one single platform. And that's how people hire in this domain. When you're starting a job in the initial days, you're not expected to have an understanding of all of these platforms. You're not required to learn everything in digital marketing. After having an experience of 3 years, maybe, then you're expected to learn everything. When you think about becoming a performance marketer, someone who can drive performance through any of these platforms, or maybe a project manager, then only you're expected to have knowledge of multiple platforms. So it's all up to you. If you are good with any development skill, you don't want to communicate, you don't want to connect with a lot of people, go with SEO. If you are really willing to make a move in the career, you are good with communication, and also you want to earn more than the other uh, domains, then you can go with Google, Facebook, or any paid platforms. Now, coming to question number 5, how do you stay motivated when testing different marketing strategies? Okay. Okay, so now Now, this is one problem which I always find in this digital marketing domain is that people always make a lot of great promises to you. When you learn the course, you're always having great examples in front of you. When you get into digital marketing world, you always see a lot of success stories. But what I've seen is that most of the time in online or digital world, you will find, if you go through the data, you will find 70 to 80% failures in this domain. That's right. So when you see websites, when you see projects, even though you'll be finding a lot of ads running, but trust me, 70 to 80% of the websites projects get failed. Most of the time your strategies does not work, and that's why you feel down. That's why you don't feel motivated. It happens with me as well. I would have failed myself in multiple business ventures, in multiple projects, and then I realized what the hell I'm doing in this industry if I'm not really making progress in the right direction. So I don't know how to stay motivated all the time. I think it's all about focusing what you are doing. I mean, I'm not really good with answering this motivation question. At least not right now. Maybe I'll talk about it sometime else. It all depends on person to person. Everyone is having a different way of keeping himself motivated. Life is something which will always put you in the corner. Even if you are motivated in one day, in the next day you'll start feeling cornered. So I don't think I'm the right person to answer this question, at least. The only thing which I like doing is watching some movies. I learn this Batman music, which I keep on listening to when I feel down. There's a saying by uh um by Batman, not the Batman, but the saying is like, why do we fall? So we fall so that we can. So this saying is like, why do we fall? Because we fall so many times in our lives. It's like we fall so that we can learn how to pick ourselves. Am I putting the right spelling? Okay, ourselves up. So whenever I fall, I go with the same line. So I feel that we fall so that we can learn how to pick ourselves up. Now the butler of Batman asked him, "Why do we fall?" And this is the learning. Anytime we fall, we just have to learn how to pick ourselves up. I don't have any other way of keeping myself motivated, at least for now. Then coming to the sixth point, which is, can you share any valuable lessons from your early days in digital marketing? All right, now if I talk about myself, I had a very easy job back in IBM. I started back in 2012 when I was working for a server support role. So my work was to only do production for 2 3 hours a day, and it was all about providing the access of server to different people. The profile is called as ID provisioning. I also used to create multiple access on different servers. So that was a different role altogether. And I was just hardly doing anything in my life. But then after 2 years, I realized it's not my cup of tea. That was a back end job. I was not liking it much. It was quite comfortable when it comes to work, but it was not taking my life anywhere. I was not learning anything in my life. And then after 2.5 years, I left this job. I remember that I joined a company named as Converges for a couple of months. That was a completely different profile. I was into answering some technical support. I don't know why I joined that profile. I was not liking the profile in IBM, so I was just learning different things in my life. And then suddenly one day I got a call from. In fact, one day I was searching for different jobs in the market at the same time. Then I got call from Cognizant, from HCL. Cognizant was hiring for a technical support for Google Ads, and Cognizant and HCL was hiring for the same IBM server support role. And then I chose Cognizant. It was simply a technical support role. I did not know it's gonna make a career for me in the realm of digital marketing. So I worked with Google via Cognizant payroll for like 1 year. Then I changed my employment from Cognizant to IGS, which is Intellinet Global Services. For next year, I worked with IGS. The payroll was from Cognizant and IGS, but I was sitting in the Google premises. I was supporting Google's support team. Initially, it was Australia, New Zealand, then it was India in the second or third year. So I roughly worked for 2.5 years with 2.5 to 3 years with Google on two different profiles. And then I was only and only working with Google platforms, with Google tools like Google Ads, Google Analytics, Google Search Console, Google Maps, anything that belongs to Google as a family. But then I realized it's not working out for me. I was not learning anything new in those roles. And when life get monotonous for me, when I don't learn new things in life, I start feeling sick. I don't, I can't breathe properly. I start feeling very, very bad in my life. So then I realized, okay, I should be getting into an agency. And then I started learning Facebook ads. I started learning SEO. I started learning website development. Yeah. So I slowly and gradually learned different things in my life. But talking about early days, it was something where the career of digital marketing came to me rather than I searched or I applied for digital marketing as a career. Now, where can I find network opportunities and resources for continuous learning in digital marketing? Okay, now the biggest problem in digital marketing is that you have to prove yourself each and every day, every single week, and then every single month. No matter how much you learn, you will be feeling that you really don't know much in this domain. You'll be failing a lot in this domain for different projects, for different profiles. So keeping yourself motivated is really, really important. But then coming to the question, how can I find networking opportunities? Now, would someone make network with you? Why would someone value you in this world? So this world is all about providing something to the world, providing something to the people so that they can value you. So all you have to do is to start. First of all, you have to make a profile for yourself. Maybe you become a digital marketer, or you become a website developer, you become an SEO expert, you become Google Ad expert, all up to you what you want to become in your life. And then you start helping people. You start providing values to this world. Now, in these days, it's quite easy that you can provide it through online platforms like posting something over LinkedIn, posting something over Instagram, posting some videos over YouTube, maybe over Facebook. And then slowly and gradually, people will start connecting with you. So you really have to think about making a career. So all of us in this world are having some unique qualities. I lack at a lot of things in my life, and I feel really bad when I see myself lacking at things. But then eventually, that's how life works. So you have to find out your strength. After finding out your strength, you have to start helping people in that domain. I'm not talking about digital marketing. I'm talking about anything in this world. And then when you start providing value, then people come to you like you're a magnet. So it's all about how you provide or how you help people around you in different domains. Now, coming to the question number 8, how can I leverage my estate marketing experience to explore other industries in digital marketing? So, how do you leverage this? Is like, first of all, you have to check what all knowledge you have acquired in real estate domain. So, maybe if you are good with lead generation campaign, for example, maybe if you are good with making different funnels for lead generation industry. Funnels are like when you generate lead, then the stage 1 is lead, stage 2 is qualified lead, stage 3 is visiting the site, stage 4 is like booking a client. There are 4 stages in real estate industry. If you're really good with it, then you can think about how you can connect this experience with other industry. Real estate experience can easily connect with education based businesses, because in there also you have to acquire a lead, you have to convert it into qualified lead, you have to ask customer or ask a student to come over the center for a visit, and then eventually the customer or the student has to make a booking. Again, it's all about how you can understand, how do you know, how have you learned the real estate market, and then how you can apply that skill on different platforms. To explore other industries in digital marketing, all you have to do is to think about getting into different projects. Now, you have two ways. One, you can hustle yourself for some projects, not as an intern. This is something which you start in the beginning, but you connect with different agencies. You apply for remote based projects. Now, getting a job in digital marketing does not mean a full-time job role all the time. I have, I know it's dual employment. Sometimes we will call it moonlighting, but then you will always find different projects in digital marketing, if not the full-based job roles. And then you always have options and options to work on different projects. Trust me, in digital marketing, if you are not working on different projects, if you are not working as a freelancer, I don't think you have came to the right path. Digital marketing is all about having multiple income streams. And now we have this question, which is, what are the alternative ways to gain industry experience if internships are not available or have been unsuccessful? So I know people get failed in internships. They don't learn things in internships. So I guess I have answered this question in over here. Start acquiring digital marketing projects, start your own website business, or maybe you connect with a mentor, you connect with a company who can pass on, first of all, who can examine yourself, who can understand your skill set, and then who can pass on some digital marketing products to you. Like in these days, I am full of projects right now. So whenever a project come to me, if I find anything who is having the skill set for that project, I pass on the project to that particular person. So always have to find people in the industry who can pass on the different digital marketing projects to you. Anyway, so I think all of these questions are now answered. I wish you luck to make a career in this domain. Bye bye.